Steve, I thought the apocalypse was in Revelation.
Well, Revelation is sometimes called the apocalypse.
Oh.
But there's also one in Isaiah, and that's what we're covering today.
Okay. This is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 183, Isaiah, chapters 24 through 27. Ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
Okay, chapter 24, verse 1. God will turn the earth upside down and scatter all of its people. The earth will be completely destroyed. All the people on earth will be burned, except for a few men. There is no more wine. All the merry-hearted sigh. It is the day the music died.
Hey, that's the name of a song.
It's actually a fairly condensed version of verse 8. That's not exactly what it says. But it does say that the harps stop playing and the people stop singing. It seems to be saying that on this day, the music died.
And this is all pretty awful. What's going on?
Well, it's an apocalypse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apocalyptic television shows and literature now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it's based on. That's where the word comes from. It's the end of the world. And it's very clear here that this is not just a local thing. It's not just happening in Jerusalem or Judah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole earth is going to be destroyed, and everyone is going to, I guess, be burned to death, except for a few men.
They really need women to repopulate the world.
Yeah.
Last episode, we had a little fight going on. It was a local war, and now it's the whole world. Like, what? Did I miss something? Did I miss an episode?
No.
So this is just being dropped on us out of nowhere.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good point. So this whole apocalypse of Isaiah, these 4 chapters, seem out of place in the book.
Yeah.
They are written in a different style. They never say they're written by Isaiah. Isaiah is usually divided up into 3 different blocks, each of which are thought to be written over different periods of time by different authors. So it wasn't all written by Isaiah. At least this is what most modern Bible scholars think.
Okay.
And so you have what's called First Isaiah, which is the first 39 chapters of Isaiah, except for these that we're covering today. The apocalypse of Isaiah is sort of a fourth. It's just kind of thrown in to the middle of First Isaiah. First Isaiah is thought to be written in about the 8th century BCE.
Okay.
The time that Isaiah supposedly lived, and it may even have been written by a prophet named Isaiah. It's possible. Okay. But Second Isaiah, which is from chapters 40 to 54, were written probably during the Babylonian captivity, which would be in the 6th century. So more than 100, 150 years later.
Yeah.
And then Third Isaiah is written after the Jews returned and were rebuilding the temple another 50 years later. These 3, First, Second, and Third Isaiahs were written by different people over different periods of time.
But this one is just like plopped in there, like these 4 chapters.
Yeah, and nobody really knows when it was written, but they think it was written about 100 years after First Isaiah was written.
All right, well, I guess we'll just keep plowing through them then.
Yeah, so I guess we're on verse 9.
Yes, because the music just died.
Yes, that's right. I put that in there, of course, because of the famous song, American Pie.
Yes.
Right? And
who wrote that?
Don McLean.
Oh, I think so.
It was actually written about the plane crash. Buddy Holly, and there was a few famous musicians that died in a plane crash.
Losing a whole band in one crash.
Buddy Holly was among them.
Okay.
And that's the day the music died, that the song American Pie was written from.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go on. Verse 9. Strong drinks will taste bitter. They usually do.
Yeah, but I think he's saying, the strong drinks you kind of like,
they're
not going to be good anymore.
Oh, okay. There is confusion in the city. So he's kind of talking in the present tense.
Yeah. Yeah, and this it seems like it's after or during the
horrible event.
Destruction, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone's going to die. And he's talking about things like we're not going to be able to drink our nice drinks anymore. Well, no, we're all going to be burned to death, right? But maybe even for the few men who do survive, then
their drinks are going to taste bad.
Yeah, there's going to be confusion.
Okay. Houses are shut up so that no one may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy and mirth is gone.
Okay. Everyone will sing and rejoice and glorify the Lord in the fires.
Oh, okay. No, what's that? Everybody's going to be happy about the end of the world?
Yeah, I guess some people are. Yeah.
Those men left over?
Yeah.
Verse 17, everyone on earth will be terrorized with the pit and the snare. Those who run in fear will fall into the pit. Those who come out of the pit will be trapped in the snare. The windows of heaven will open and the foundations of the earth will shake.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, so we know where it's coming from the windows of heaven.
You know, that really implies that there's going to be a flood. Because you remember the windows of the heaven are the things that were open when the flood happened back at the flood of Noah?
Uh-huh.
Of course, God said there wouldn't be any more flooding.
No.
But maybe he made an exception. You know, people were especially bad.
Yeah, but here the earth will shake. So maybe God needs to open the window in order to shake the earth. He'll stick his little arms in there.
I'm not sure the two are connected.
Okay.
Maybe, but for sure we have the windows of
Opening
heaven
up.
opening and we got the earth shaking.
Okay.
The earth is broken down, has completely dissolved, and moves, reeling to and fro like a drunkard. It falls and will not rise. God will punish the kings of the earth. The moon will be confounded and the sun ashamed when God reigns from Mount Zion in Jerusalem.
The sun ashamed.
Yeah.
Like it won't be able to
I think it's
produce
just
a
being
shine.
poetic here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So chapter 25. Oh God, you've done such wonderful things. You've trashed a city. The city of terrible nations will be afraid of you.
For you have been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy, a refuge from the storm, and a shadow from the heat. I think that must be for the survivors. He must be talking
I
about
guess so,
him.
because otherwise that doesn't make sense.
Right.
He's not a refuge from the storm. He's the creator of the storm.
Yeah.
On this mountain, God will make a feast of fat things and wines for everyone. And then he'll destroy the mountain. And he'll swallow up death in victory and stomp on Moab like straw on a dunghill.
Yeah, so this is one of the few exceptions where we do have a place, Moab,
Yeah.
which is to the east of Judah. And I guess he's going to stomp on it. And there's going to be this feast. I don't know how anybody could be feasting after all that's been going on, but they're going to do that.
So he's going to make the feast, but then he'll swallow up death in the victory. I mean, he's going to destroy the mountain where they're feasting. It just seems so incongruous in my brain.
Yeah, right. It's going to be hard to make a movie out of this. Okay, chapter 26. In that day, this song will be sung. The dead are dead. They will not live. God has caused their memory to perish. Your dead people will live with my dead body. I don't understand this, my dead body. It seems like it's God that's talking here. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make any sense. But what is interesting is it says that your dead people will live. The only time in the book of Daniel that we haven't got to yet where it talks about dead people living, the resurrection of the dead.
Yes.
Because in the Hebrew scriptures, in the Old Testament, when you die, you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Dead people are dead.
Yeah, but here it says your dead people will live.
Yes, but Steve, go on and read the text that's in the King James
Okay.
of 19, because there's more to it, right?
Yes. Thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise.
What's that arising thing?
That's the resurrection part.
Yes.
So maybe Isaiah is saying, my dead body, maybe I'll die too, and I'll rise with you.
Uh-huh. We'll all go up together.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say, wake up and sing, you dust people, for the earth is casting out its dead.
For God will come out of his place to punish everyone on earth, and the earth will be covered with blood, and the dead bodies will not be covered. So they won't be covered with blood, the dead bodies.
The earth's going to be covered with blood. I think what it means is they won't be buried. They'll just be laying around. No one will bother to bury them.
Okay.
Chapter 27. On that day, God will kill Leviathan, that piercing, crooked serpent, with his big, strong sword, and he'll kill the sea dragon.
And the sea dragon is Leviathan? Or somebody separate? So I remember
I
there were
don't
a
think
couple.
so. I think they're two separate things.
Yeah.
But I think they both live in the sea.
Okay. And they're both imaginary.
Yeah. Well, no one's found them yet.
No.
Yeah.
God says, on that day, sing a song to my red wine vineyard. I water and keep it myself night and day. Well, I'm glad to hear that God has a little hobby.
God has, yeah, he does. He has a vineyard. He's a gardener. And he makes wine, I guess.
Yes.
That is great. And then verse 4 says, fury isn't in me. It sure seems like it is. But if I see any briars and thorns, I'll burn them.
God created people who don't understand. Boy, did he ever.
Yeah.
Therefore, he won't have mercy on them or show them favor.
On that day, the great trumpet will sound, and God will gather the children of Israel from Assyria and Egypt, and they'll worship him on the holy mountain in Jerusalem.
Good night, children. This is a good bedtime story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little disturbed now, but we're done with Isaiah's apocalypse.
Yes, we are. Although it's sometimes hard to tell the apocalypse from the non-apocalypse, because it all kind of sounds similar, right?
Yes.
The apocalypse of Isaiah is considered to be just these 4 chapters.
Okay.
So we are done with that.
All right. Hey, thanks, Steve, for making this clear to us.
Oh, sure.
Bye-bye, listeners. See you next time.
Bye.